Sometimes when you can't tell what's reality and fantasy, it's a difficult way to live. I'm going to tell you, I mean, obviously we talk about my parents are the bane of my existence, sadistic monsters. When you get thoughts like that, it can be dangerous at times, because if you're thinking your parents are sadistic monsters, right now I'm clear, I go in and out of it. Another catastrophe I often get is the HIV catastrophe. So I was walking around the neighborhood yesterday, and, all of a sudden, a substance landed on my arm and then flew away, and it left a brown-like substance on my arm. And I started to think, could somebody have drove by, threw poop at me, and it was poop on my arm, and it was HIV poop. Basically, I was thinking, could my parents have been nefariously trying to silence me for speaking the truth? It's like a combination of my catastrophe. What I need to realize is there I go again. It's the same HIV poisoning, my parents are evil, and, to an outside observer, they'll think, I'm just crazy. Like my parents, a rock star is not my biological father. Bob Kowalski is my biological father, and it's really hurtful when I get these thoughts. Nobody is, they would poison my food. Why would they just randomly drive by and throw poop at me to poison me with HIV to rob me of girlfriends? Like, that doesn't make any sense, And now, recently, I'm constantly checking behind me for hypodermic needles because I don't want to contract HIV. Basically, blurring fantasy and reality, neuroses, intrusive thought, panic attacks. I'm a mess, and it's really frustrating. And I guess the moral of the story is severe mental illness sucks.